Welcome to another spot interview of NeverEndingPanel.com. We have special guests with us today, Joseph and Karen Kerezman of Star Trek Excalibur.org. And I guess the big question that we want to ask them is, out of all the, probably millions, as Carl Sagan would say, billions of Star Trek websites out there, what distinguishes Star Trek Excalibur.org from all the rest?
Well, Star Trek Excalibur.org is the website for the internet show Star Trek Excalibur, which is essentially another internet Star Trek series. So once we're going fully again, you'll be able to come there and watch episodes. Right now you can watch clips of the sets we used to have and don't any longer, which is a story explained on the website, and hear about the scripts we're writing and the stories going on and volunteering for the show and how you can help out. And Karen is the head writer, and she's really responsible for the wonderful pilot script that that'll be our first episode shot.
How does the process work? In terms of getting scripts, actors, everything. Like, what happens?
We haven't had to do a whole lot of recruiting because basically Star Trek takes on a life unto itself once you start doing something like that. So we've actually
discovered processes like that and other things.
We've gotten a lot of scripts that were purely unsolicited. Some of them really, really good. Some of them very interesting. But you get a lot of different things, and the hardest part is tying everything together because we do have like a writer's Bible, and the characters have to be maintained a certain way. But I'm kind of the theory that characters develop kind of on their own sometimes too. So nothing's black and white or dyed, but
I imagine like anarchy, though. Like, in other words, because it's sort of loosely based, and I know you have a Bible. Do you say time for submissions is X, and then once you decide, presumably, is it you and Joseph or is it you and a team? Decide, okay, these are the ones we're accepting, and we're going to edit them. Right. Now we've got to find a way to, make this odd one, which is wonderful, work with these three by adding this B plot over here. How does that process, happen?
It's just like plotting out a really long series of books, and having to have a timeline and kind of instinctively figuring where you're going to put things based on where they flow the best and
the way you have
to change.
And the way we've got a team of writers already that have volunteered to help out. They submit basically a story outline first, and then the two of us read the story outline, and we may bounce it off a couple other people that are in the middle of the whole thing. And if we like the story, we'll ask the writer to give us a first draft script, and then the process just goes from there. And at that point, it's like everybody will put a hand in and go, okay, well, this doesn't quite work, and this does. Let's change this. And it's like, and then we end up with a full script. We also, in addition to...
A full script is how long?
Oh, it basically,
TV or,
the setup is as if we're doing the show for television. Each finished episode will be approximately
43 minutes.
Well, we're actually going with from the 1960s, 50 minutes.
50
wow.
So we're going. So each script is about 50 to 53 pages. It's in teaser in 4 acts. We used some of the original Star Trek Bible from the second season of the show, the aspects that would work with our show in our show Bible.
I gotta again rephrase the question. I only have time to watch one Star Trek recreation thing out there. Why should I be watching Excalibur?
Well, because what we're doing is going to be a little bit different from what everybody else is doing. I love Phase 2. I love Starship Exeter. Both of them are a wonderful show. Each of those shows tries to recreate the original filming conditions. They try and light everything the same. They try and do the music the same. What Star Trek Excalibur is going to do to set it apart from the other, I call them tribute shows, we're going to have a 21st century take. We're going to take the situations of the original show. We're using the USS Excalibur as a base with an entirely new crew, but we're going to shoot the show like any other television show shot today. It's going to look like it was shot today. It's going to be lit like it's shot today. We have a volunteer professional.
You're not making it an homage. You're really
we're basically taking it as this is a new show, but it just happens to take place in the same universe as the original show.
I mean, honestly, that makes it a little easier when you have a guideline to follow.
Right.
But it's a little more challenging with new characters. But the other thing too is that we're trying to avoid falling into the 1960s traps of doing things that people go, well, that wouldn't work in real life, you know,
Right.
But without going to the techno jargon that Next Gen, even though I really love that show, every once in a while they kind of go crazy and trying to explain something with a 5.
For the love of God, don't reverse polarity again.
It's like, well, we can fix it by, you know, and it's like something that took 5 pages to write and nobody really got it. So we want to concentrate more on the human element, which is what the original show did, without going to the bad place and...
Well, like Gene said in the tag of Star Trek: The Motion Picture, the human adventure is just beginning. We're telling a story about people. The stories are about people. It just happens to take place on a starship. It just happens to take place in the Star Trek universe. But with what we're doing is this. We want to tell good stories, and this is just the platform we're going to tell it in. And we've got a lot of our volunteers are all professional people from Hollywood. We have a great deal of people that have actually worked on the various incarnations of Star Trek that are working with us on the show. And part of what we're going to do is also use this as a form. The production company we formed for this is a nonprofit corporation, and what we're going to be doing is offering training to high school and college age students. Unfortunately, because of insurance, 18 and over, we are going to bring interns in from schools all over the Las Vegas Valley. And if somebody wants to make a trek in from California, Utah, Arizona,
no pun intended.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
no pun intended. We are going to all the professionals that are working on this show have offered to share their knowledge and how to work on producing a television show from beginning to end, and share this information with students.
But we are still looking for anybody that wants to donate funding or anything like that to not
So,
to
anyone who wants
plug
to
out
donate-
there, but it's
So anyone who wants to donate funding, please contact
StarTrekExcalibur.org.
StarTrekExcalibur.org.
Or come to our web forum.
come to their web
visit our
forum, which is
YouTube
at-
Yeah,
page.
here's your chance. Where the YouTube? Give the
You say the names,
names.
they
addresses.
flash over the head.
If you go to StarTrekExcalibur.org, you can get links to our Facebook fan page, our YouTube channel, and our forum, which
Great.
all information about the show can be found on on StarTrekExcalibur.org.
So go to StarTrekExcalibur.org.
Well, we got that part. We're not selling at this point. It's not against the knives anymore. Joseph and Karen, thank you very much for being on NeverEndingPanel.com. We really
Thank
appreciate
you.
you coming out to be with us.
Appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks. Oh, lean back so you can do that.
Nice meeting you, Tom.
Darn.